If you're looking for the best deal in sim racing, kind of like pound for pound best deal there is, you can get today, bar none, it's probably this. The Logitech RS50, we can't call it a system because then it starts to get a bit confusing, and I'm going to explain. But essentially, it's the Logitech RS50 base you see here, the hub and the rim and the RS pedals. Now, unbelievably, if you do all that on logitechg.com on their website, there'll be a link in the description, and use my discount code Kireth, you can get that for $560, which is kind of insane when you think about it, because this base here is an 8 Newton meter direct drive base. This hub and rim system means that it's modular. You can change the rims, you can get third-party rims, and it has magnetic shifters and a quick release as standard, a pretty solid quick release. And the RS pedals are load cell pedals, 75 kg load cell pedals. So Logitech have kind of hit every mark here and done it at an insane price. Now, when I reviewed this at launch under embargo, there's always a bit of a thing that I'm like, this feels really good. The build quality feels really good. The True Force feels really good. The quality of the rim and hub feels really good for the price. The load cells feel good for the price. Like, you know, I'm going to recommend this and say this looks like a pretty good bundle for the price. But you never really know until it's out in the wild for a few months and then you see what the reception is. We saw with THRUSTMASTER T598. THRUSTMASTER's T598 is the competitor to this from THRUSTMASTER. So THRUSTMASTER and Logitech G are the two big entry level, like safe, you can buy from retailers, you can return them. They're kind of like the two big ones. You got Fanatec as well, but they've only just started coming into retail. The THRUSTMASTER T598 is the competitor to this, has a 5 Newton meter direct drive wheelbase, albeit it overshoots. So, you know, generally seen as less powerful than this. The hub, it doesn't come with a hub and rim system in the bundle. The hub and rib from THRUSTMASTER is kind of like almost $300 on its own, which is insane. And the bundled pedals in the bundle are not load cells. And the price in the USA for that T598, 5 Newton meter, no hub and rim system, and the non-load cell pedals is $599. So that is more expensive than Logitech. So it feels like Logitech have just beaten their competitor on every important point when it comes to build quality and functionality, but also beaten them on price as well. So I really do think this is almost certainly the best value thing you can get in sim racing. Like, for $560, you can walk away with what seems to be a pretty reliable. I have not had any issues. I've not really heard of any issues. At the beginning, I think there were some people who it didn't seem to be setting up straight, but I haven't heard anything since. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you've had any issues whatsoever with your RS50. Put them in the comments, and also if you've loved it, put it in the comments, and make sure to subscribe and hit the like button while you're down there. I really appreciate it. But it seems to be a very solid wheelbase. I've had no overheating, it runs cool, it has True Force, which more and more people are understanding that True Force is no gimmick. Once you try True Force on a G Pro or this, you don't want to go back. We've seen Fanatec have to play catch up with Full Force. We've seen THRUSTMASTER come out with Engine Rule, which is good, but it's, in my opinion, it's not the same as True Force. It's not quite as good as True Force. This value proposition is so good, it has people questioning why on earth should they buy Logitech's technically more superior, more expensive G Pro? Why would you get the G Pro when you can get the RS system bundle? Can't call it the reason why you can't call it the system is that, weirdly, if you go on Logitech G's website and you buy the RS50 system, that comes with the base and it comes with a rim and hub and a table clamp, and that costs more than if you get the base, the rim and hub, and the pedals, put them all separately in your basket, and use my affiliate code, Kireth, gives a discount. For some reason, the system costs more. So, like, I don't think there's any reason really to get the system. Like, you want to do it individually. That's why I also don't try and call this system, because it gets confusing. But anyway, people are saying, why would I get the more expensive G Pro when I can get the RS50 stuff? The answer to that is, by the way, that the G Pro pedals are better. The G Pro pedals, in my opinion, are 100% better than the RS pedals. But for the price, if you're going to get the whole bundle, for me, it's definitely worth saving it on the price also. The rim, I have had no complaints on the build quality of the hub and rim system. I've had no complaints. I've heard, I get thousands of comments on my channel. No complaints I've heard about the quick release. which is good news because if you've got a hub and rim system, you might be quick releasing it on and off. So that's fantastic. That's great news. I've seen a ton of third-party rims. This is one from ASETEK out in Italy. It's got a carbon fiber effect. It's not actually carbon fiber, but I have bought a carbon fiber one from AliExpress, which I want to be putting on there. Logitech also released a QR adapter for this base, which means you can put insane wheels on here. I put a Formula 1 wheel on here with a screen and drove it. That works on PC, by the way, which is insane. I should say, really important. The bundled price I gave you, $560, is for the PC version of this. The T598 does work on PlayStation for $599. However, if you want to upgrade this to the PlayStation version, it's before discount $100 more, and then you will get a discount as well. So I'll try and get the price for you. It'll be a little bit more expensive than the T598, but again, the quality of what you're getting, the load cells, 8 Newton meters, is just high. But really important I say that. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. I'm just trying to tell you everything as honestly and transparent as I can from my time using the products. Because I use this, I use a T598, I use a G Pro, I use a T818, which can't come to PlayStation, which is a long story, but that's what they say anyway. So the hub and rim system is great. Some little tweaks I would have done. I'm not a massive fan of these rotaries down here to the side. They also seem to be a little bit loose, which can cause some problems in Gran Turismo when you're like trying to be really precise, like one brake bias or one TC up or down. I don't like the rev bar either. I would change the rev bar. And to be honest, the big thing missing from Logitech's ecosystem that THRUSTMASTER does have with the SF1000 SF25 is a wheel with a screen in it. Now, I have asked Logitech G, and I can't reveal anything, but as far as I understand it, it's technically possible. Like, it's not... I've asked THRUSTMASTER why the T818 can't come to PlayStation, because that would be great to have a more powerful direct drive wheelbase than THRUSTMASTER. And I really like the T818. And they said it's just technically not possible because when they built it, they didn't want to have to be restricted by console, compatibility specs. They just kind of did it their own way. So that it seems like that whole lineage of T818 can't come over to PlayStation. Whereas Logitech, from what I understand, it's technically possible that you can have a screen basically through this quick release. Whether we get one, I don't know. I keep giving my feedback. But there are other peripherals as well that have been released for the system. You have the RS shifter, which is the sequential shifter that also doubles as a handbrake. You have to unscrew it and put it in like a different slot. And also the H pattern shifter. Now, neither of those, in my opinion, are revolutionary. Neither of those are game changers. They're not worth, I think, buying this system over any other system. I think the reason why this is the best value system in sim racing is purely because it's so reasonably priced to get this 8 Newton meter true force direct drive wheelbase. Logitech has absolutely smashed it out the park there. And then you have now third parties supporting the hub and rim system. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you do decide to buy anything from Logitech, make sure you use my discount code Kireth. It helps you out, helps me out. So fantastic. Thank you so much for using it. And let me know what you think the competitors, THRUSTMASTER, FANATEK, ASETEK maybe, REVOSIM, the other brands on console, what do they need to do to compete with this, the RS50? I'll see you in the next one.